My name's Gabby.
And my name is Pat. And Gabby, what are we doing today?
Well, this video is exciting. I know I say that in every single video, but this is our very first 2024 Kia Telluride X-Line, and I think it's our first time ever filming it in this color, which is Midnight Lake Blue, and it was brand new for the redesign for 2023. So we're really excited today.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Actually, it looks really good in that color.
Yes.
So, if you guys have questions, we're going to get to them at the end, and Gabby's going to do a walk around for us.
Yes.
But Gabby, why do we do these videos?
So we do these videos for 3 reasons mainly. Number 1, you may own a Kia or Hyundai vehicle. We want to give you all the information there is to know about these vehicles, things that your salesperson may have not told you, and just really useful information for ownerships, or being an owner.
The second reason, you may be looking to buy a car, and we want you to add Hyundai or Kia to your selector list. We want you to try them out because we think that they represent great value and great product. And then lastly,
if you live in Ontario and you want to purchase a new or used Kia or Hyundai vehicle, why not buy one from one of our stores?
Yeah.
We have 3 dealerships, Brantford Kia, where me and Pat film every single day and where we work every single day, as well as Brantford Hyundai, which is about 10 minutes down the road, and Owen Sound Hyundai. And now, before we scare you off with the rest of our spiel, we're just going to show you guys how you can join our live if you want to catch one in the future.
I'm going to flip the camera around, and then I'm going to close the doors.
Yeah, and I promise we'll start talking about the car very soon. So to join one of our live videos, we go live every weekday at 2 p.m. by the way. You just have to go to our YouTube channel, which is the Kia Hyundai channel, nice and easy. From there, you definitely want to hit subscribe and ring the bell for notifications because we're almost at 100,000 subscribers and we post videos almost every single day. All right, and then from there, you'll see our upcoming video or the video that we're live right now. All you have to do is click on it. It'll take a second, but it'll load you in. And then you'll see on the very right side over here, we have our live chat box. And that's where everyone says hello. You can let us know if we messed up, if we didn't show something, if there's something you want to see, or if you just want to ask us questions, we'll see it all there.
Brenda's on. We met Brenda yesterday.
Oh yes, Brenda. Brenda was a super sweet lady. She made her way all the way here from Barrie to come see us. So that was very nice.
Okay, before we get into that,
close the doors.
We're going to close the doors. There was a little bit of exhaust smell in here, and so we just we're not digging that, so
yeah, and I'll pop the hood as well. Okay.
Feel free to ask your questions. We will get to them at the end of the presentation, and away we go.
So you guys know me, I always like to start off with the specs of the vehicle, the engine specs that is. So right off the bat, we have that hydraulic hood. Under the hood of the vehicle, you have a 3.8 liter V6 GDI engine, gasoline of course. You also have an 8-speed automatic transmission, and this vehicle has a towing capacity of 5,000 pounds on the X-Line. If you want an additional 500 pounds, you can go to the X Pro, and you get 5,500. Now for horsepower, it's 291, and torque is 262 pound-foot of torque. The Telluride is definitely a strong, powerful machine. Moves your family very easily, or whatever activities you like to do. The Telluride is a very good vehicle for that. Pat actually drives one, so can you give a little ownership perspective?
Yeah, so we've been driving Telluride since they came out, and it's largely my wife's car. Absolutely love it. It's the only vehicle she'll drive at this point.
Yeah.
Not only the styling, but the size and all the features. We have basically this car in black, and so I'm a big fan.
Yes, it's a super comfortable vehicle, very luxurious. Also has a rugged look to it, and specifically with the X-Line trim, that's where you're going to see a huge change. So I don't know if you guys can tell from right here, but you have those raised roof rails, ladder style roof rails. Lots of dark garnishing along the vehicle as well too. So if you look at the EX, the SX, or the SX Limited, you're going to see a lot of chrome. X-Line and X Pro is where you get that dark, rugged look. And something they changed for 2024 is down here, all your garnishing, it used to be a black metal, now it's a glossy black finish. I think it looks very sleek, very sophisticated, and of course, if you like to keep your vehicle clean, it'll shine. Into our grill right over here, you can tell we got a beautiful design, but not only that, there's great safety and great tech features in here. So just underneath the eye in Kia, we have our front camera, and that is one of the many cameras in this vehicle that all works together to give you a beautiful 360 camera view when you throw your vehicle to reverse or as you're parking. Even lower, we have some parking sensors. So these are ultrasonic sensors built into your front bumper that are going to start beeping at you as you approach either an obstacle, pedestrian, or any sort of object to alert you that you are getting a bit too close to something. And then we also have this front radar sensor. Guys, I'm talking so much, oh my goodness. This front radar sensor is going to monitor the distance of the vehicle ahead of you and give you a warning if there is a risk of a collision. So not only is it going to pick up pedestrians' vehicles, it'll also pick up pedestrians, cyclists, and even work in junction turns. So essentially, this vehicle will give you an alert. If you fail to react, it will brake for you. And this also works for your smart cruise control, which follows the distance or the vehicle ahead of you at a safe distance that you can predetermine in the vehicle, all the way up till stop and go traffic. That was a lot of talking. Okay, let's talk about the headlights now. So full LEDs on the Telluride. You can see we still have a beautiful amber light, but we got rid of that classic full rectangular shape around the headlight unit. Sharp LEDs for your main headlight unit, and then down at the bottom we have our LED fog lights as well. Coming off to the side, Pat, come over here.
Will do.
All right, for the wheels, these are 20-inch black alloy wheels. Very, very nice wheels on Michelin tires. On the X Pro, so the trim level above this, while most things are the same, the wheels are completely different. So you get 18-inch alloy wheels with big, beefy, all-terrain tires. It looks fantastic. All right, now we'll come talk about this car again. So for our mirrors, we have a mix of body color and shiny black, as well as a LED turn signal indicator. And just underneath, we do have another camera. So this camera is going to turn on and show you a live feed as soon as you hit your turn signal. So if I were to indicate to the left, whether it be to make a left turn or to just change lanes to my left side, it's going to give me a live feed of whatever is in my blind spot. And a lot of people don't think about this until they get into the situation, but if you're parallel parking, it shows you exactly where your wheels are and where the curb is, so you can make sure you're at a perfect distance. Talk a little bit about the door handle. You can tell it doesn't have our classic push button that allows you to unlock your car or lock your car having the key fob somewhere on you. It has something better. So if you got the key on you, you can just pull this, it'll unlock for you. Or you can unlock the vehicle with your phone using the digital key to touch app.
Okay, so one thing I just want to tell people, because when you switch, and you know, naturally you think you got to hit this little indentation here because on previous cars this was a button. Mm-hmm. If you do that, but you actually lock the car.
Yes.
And so really what you want to do is just approach the car, put your hand on the inside of the handle and open it. It took me probably 2 months to get used to that. I kept just locking the car. Even
now I play around with it so much I forget. I don't drive a Telluride every day, but if you do, that's a really good tip. Gas doors on the left side. And like I mentioned, you have your beautiful roof rails, raised, ladder style. One thing you may not notice on the vehicle just by looking at it, or maybe you do notice, it does have an increased ride height. So the ride height or the clearance on this vehicle is 213 millimeters. And then of course, in true Telluride form, we got lots of luxury features like our power lift gate. You can customize the height, so if this is too tall for your garage or too tall for you, you can bring it down. So let's bring it to here. Now all you gotta do is press and hold this little button here until it beeps. So it's your lift gate button. There we go. Now every time I go to open my lift gate, whether it be from the back here, from my key fob, or from my button by my steering wheel, it'll come to this height. And I can always change it again. You got mats. I'm gonna take these out for just a second. And then, this Telluride is a 7-seater configuration. You got 3 seats in the back, 2 seats in the center, and of course 2 seats in the front, driver and passenger. Super easy to fold down. All you gotta do is tug on the latch here, and it's conveniently Velcro, so it just kind of straps on there. It's not gonna fly around. It knocks down your headrest and unlocks the seat. Just give it a slight push, and it goes down seamlessly. Here's Tim. So we'll get this side down too. And look at all that cargo room, lots of space. Now, there's a lot of buttons back here, so I'll try to hop in and show you what we're working with. On the left side over here, Pat, come on in. Sorry, we have people coming in.
I'm in.
No, I meant show what I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you meant show me.
No. All right, so actually I could grab the camera, it might be easier. All right, so we have this button over here to fold down your second row seats. So let's hit R, which is right. And it goes down seamlessly, just like that. Blends right in. Now you do have that little gap in between. But other than that, it is completely flat, a lot of surface area to work with. And like I mentioned, there is these Velcro tabs here that you can quickly tap those in so they don't move. Right over here, we have our cup holders for our rear passengers, as well as USB-Cs built onto the sides. Same thing repeated on the right side. And then if you pay attention, these indents here are for a cargo cover. So while the vehicle does not come with a cargo cover from factory, if you do decide to purchase one, it has all the equipment needed to secure it in place. Ooh, I parked a little too close to the wall today. Also along the back of the vehicle, we have more ultrasonic parking sensors on the very, very back bumper. Once again, if I'm reversing my vehicle and I approach an obstacle or any sort of thing really, it will beep at me to let me know I'm getting too close. And this vehicle will actually brake for you if you get way too close, or if a sudden obstacle, just vehicle, for example, drives behind me and I don't notice it. And then there's another camera. So you get your classic backup camera there. That's boring, that's so 5 years ago. Up here, we have our rear view camera. So once we hop inside the vehicle, I'm going to show you that you have the option of looking at your regular glass, or I guess mirror rear view, or a digital camera version. Let's take a look at it now. And Pat, since you drive a Telluride that has that equipped, do you use it or do you use the classic mirror?
So if there's somebody sitting in the back row, I'll use it.
Okay.
Because
Or else
they
their head's in
obstruct
the
the
way.
view.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I stick with the mirror.
Right.
And it's just habit. Like the camera is absolutely amazing.
Right? So I'm going to show you guys that right away. So to trigger it, all you have to do is pull this tab, and now it is our digital rear view. So that is a camera image, and it's live, of course. So if someone were to drive by, we'd see it. But you can tell if there's someone sitting back there, you won't see their heads, you won't see their arms, you won't see anything. Or even if your vehicle is just completely stuffed with cargo, you have complete view, so an unblocked view. We didn't show my seat, so I'm gonna pop out of the vehicle and quickly show our door and our seat. So we have this beautiful wood grain trim that extends to your door handle, and then we have memory seats, so 2 settings there. Super easy to use. Right down here we have our window controls, so you have express up and down windows with obstacle detection for all windows of the vehicle. You also have power folding mirrors, so if you'd like to quickly fold them in, you can just press that and they fold in. We also have our mirror adjustments. Now for the seats, we don't get the Napa leather in the X-Line or X Pro, but we get this beautiful leather design with X-Line embossing into the main center, or I guess upper back area of the seat. Beautiful stitch pattern. And the seats are heated and ventilated for driver and passenger, but not only there, it also extends to the second row. All right, over here, we have our knee extender. So you can see that come out. This is great for taller drivers. And then the best thing about this is if you are sharing this vehicle with someone who's definitely way shorter than you or way taller than you, this will all change with your memory seats right over there. We also have adjustments for the bottom of the seat, so you can raise it or lower it. You can also put it at an angle, up or down. Backrests, you can see it move there. And then we have 4-way lumbar support. All right. Now I'll give this back to Pat, and I'll talk about some of the buttons on this side before he hops in and we talk about all of the technology and all the safety that's located in the main screen. So right over here, we have our brightness adjustment, which allows you to quickly change the brightness of your 2 huge screens up ahead of you at any time. And then something that's exclusive for the X-Line and X Pro trim is this tow mode. So you don't get it on any of the other Telluride trims. And essentially what it does is it lets you choose, well, you'll see it says tow mode on. And then in your vehicle settings, you can set maximum weight, medium weight, or lightweight, and that's based off what you're towing. So if you're towing a super lightweight trailer, you would obviously set it to lightweight, and then it's going to tune your vehicle's engine transmission to respond to a lighter trailer weight, and then vice versa for something of a more medium or higher weight. So whatever it's rated on the vehicle, 5,000 pounds for example, if it's using all of that 5,000 pounds, you're definitely going to want to use the heavyweight trailer or maximum weight. We also have our downhill braking assist, our hold for our lift gate, and then our traction control. All right, Pat, join me in the Telluride.
I will.
So one of the major changes they made for the 2023 model, which is when they refreshed the Telluride, was the addition of these 2 12.3-inch displays that blend in seamlessly. It almost looks like one giant screen depending on how you look at it. It's slightly curved towards the driver as well too, making it super easy to see and control as I am driving. Now as a passenger, there's no obstruction. You can still see everything. You can still play around with the screens if you need to, but it's very nice to just have it all driver focused. Now up ahead of me, I have my digital gauge cluster. So this is of course course going to provide me with a lot of driving information. Speedometer on the left, tachometer on the right, and then of course your fuel information, distance to empty. What's really fun is you get to play around with a lot of settings here. If you like to see your digital speed as you're driving, you can see that. You can also see your all-wheel drive traction control, your all-wheel drive torque distribution, I meant, tire pressure, where you're at in your lane, your drive info, and even your navigation. One of my favorite things about the Telluride is the heads-up display, and they made it larger for 2024 as well, or for 2023, I should say. And now it is a 10-inch heads-up display. I know it's not going to look that big on camera, but it is huge, super easy to see, and if you're not a fan of heads-up displays, super easy to turn off. Essentially, it's going to show me my speed. It's going to show me how close I am to the vehicle ahead of me. No vehicle here, but if I was driving, you'd see it there. And then that little square on the right is actually our speed limit. So while there's no speed limit in our video bay, as soon as I turn onto the main road, it'll show me 50 kilometers per hour, 60 kilometers per hour. If I'm in a highway or anywhere I'm not familiar with, you'll always have it in front of you, which is really nice.
There's also an indicator and heads-up display if someone's in your blind spot.
Yes, there is. We need to do a test drive video on a new Telluride, I think.
Okay.
Okay, maybe not this one. This one is sold, but one of them. Pat, you have a Telluride?
I do.
Yes,
We'll
I'm going to take it.
Okay.
All right, now on our main screen here, let's quickly adjust our brightness with our handy-dandy brightness adjustment.
Someone just said they're still charging an $8,000 premium in Alaska on Telluride.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
That's crazy.
I will not lie, there's a lot of dealerships in our area that still charge premiums. Like, it's very, very common. We do not do that here. We always like to mention that. So just MSRP, your taxes and fees, and that is all. But there is a wait for Tellurides typically. All right, on our main screen here, this is what your home screen looks like. You get a little glimpse of your date and time and your navigation. Slide over to the right and you can play around with all your menus. So I'll quickly show you our map. Navigation is standard on all Telluride trims and it's super easy to use. It has a daytime mode and a nighttime mode. It also shows you your point of interest category. So if I go to our nav menu, you can of course save your addresses, whether it be home or work. But if you're driving somewhere where you're unfamiliar with, you can quickly just click on coffee shops, fast food, and find whatever it is you're looking for. And there's no service charge for this either, even Kia dealerships and traffic. Valet mode's quite cool, so it essentially blocks all your saved information, like your saved home address, saved phone information, whatever you have in your vehicle if you do give it to a valet. Passenger talk is amazing if you have children or if you are driving passengers quite often, because it extends my voice to the speakers in the back. So you guys probably can't hear it now, but I can kind of hear a little echo of my voice and it's a little strange, I'm not gonna lie. I might turn that off. But if you really have to get your point across, like, shut up, I'll turn this car around, they'll hear it 100%. Okay.
Did your mom ever say that to you?
Oh yeah, but in Portuguese. Okay, it was a little more scary. All right, and then the opposite of that is quiet mode. So if your passengers back there are sleeping or if they just want their peace and quiet, if I turn on quiet mode, it's gonna mute the speakers back there, meaning the driver and passenger can still listen to their media, whether it be radio, podcast, Bluetooth, but the back is almost completely silent unless they're talking. We also have rear climate control, which you can lock if you don't want your rear passengers to have control of it, or you can give them free range where they can actually adjust the temperature and fan speed back there as well. Setup is where you're going to find all of your driver assistance settings and your safety systems. So if there's ever a feature that you don't really like or you're not a fan of, or it's just not operating the way you would like it to be, you can go in here and play around with everything on this vehicle. If you want to shut them all off, you totally can. If you want to turn them all on, you can do that too. And the best part is you can always go back and change it again if you have a change of mind. So Highway Drive Assist is a great feature. It is that smart cruise control that I mentioned earlier, plus navigation data, and it's going to keep you centered in your lane while maintaining a safe distance, while knowing the speed limit of the highway you're on. It's almost an autopilot, but you still have to pay attention to your vehicle and you still have to hold your steering wheel. It's very, very smooth though, I will say that, and it works amazing. Now on top of that, you also have an automatic speed change and an automatic lane change. So when I indicate either left or right to change lanes, the vehicle will have me hold on to the steering wheel and it will do it all for me. So that's what I mean, it's almost an autopilot. We also have our speed limit warning. You can have your vehicle assist you so you don't go over the speed limit. You can also have it just warn you, or you can shut this off completely. For your warning methods, you can make them a bit louder, a bit more quiet, or change how they are alerted to you. Given to you, I should say. You also have lead vehicle departure alert, which lets you know when the car ahead of you has left. This is great at drive-throughs or stop-and-go traffic. Driving safety, so your forward collision avoidance, you can turn this off. You can change the reaction time if you think it's a bit too early. and then parking safety. So like I mentioned, this vehicle will let you know everything that's going on, whether it be in the front or in the back. So if I have my car in reverse, I'm going to back out of a busy parking spot and someone walks by and I didn't see them. My vehicle will warn me first, and then if I don't react, it will slam on the brakes for me. It's a little bit terrifying, but it's great peace of mind. We've done a video on that where we tried to hit my manager. We seriously tried so hard, and the car would not let us hit him, so it's definitely a good feature. It's tried and true at Bradford Kia. Now for drive mode, here's where you can play around with your tow mode, and you can see lightweight, medium weight, or heavyweight. Then it shows the different trailer sizes. All right. Heads-up display, here's where you'll go to turn it off or on, or change the size or the height. Cluster, we can play around with the cluster brightness, service interval, all that good stuff. Pat, is there anything you want to touch on, being an owner of a Telluride?
I mean, I think you pretty good overview.
Okay, I don't want to talk too much, but yeah. We'll get into the rest of the vehicle now. So you have some physical buttons here, volume control and tune control. These buttons will take you anywhere on the screen that you could have done by touching the screen itself, so it's nice to still have physical buttons. For climate control, it's tri-zone, so driver, passenger, and then the rear. If you want to go into the menu for the rear, you have this button right over here that'll take you to this main screen here, where you can play around with it, turn it off, or lock it. Right over here, we have our seat controls. So like I mentioned, you get heated seats, 3 different levels, and ventilated seats, 3 different levels for driver and passenger. Wireless phone charger here, and they did increase the size, so if you have a newer, larger phone, it should fit perfectly. 12 volts right over there. USB in the center for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and then a USB-C for faster charging. This also closes, so if you want a cleaner look, you can shut that. Little slots here, cup holders, and then more buttons. Let's talk about what these buttons do. So this is for your parking sensors if you want to quickly shut them off. Parking camera, once you press this, it'll give you a live feed of whatever is in your camera area. So you can see we got our backup camera here, as well as our 360 or top-down view. If I press this button here, it shows me a completely different view. So look at that. It looks crazy because Pat's door is open, but...
Oh, here, I'll close the door.
There we go.
There we go.
Now it looks more realistic. The only complaint I have for this is I wish it was true to the color of your vehicle.
Yeah, the car should be blue.
Yeah. So we touched on that. Electronic parking brake, auto hold braking feature, and then our auto stop and start. One of my favorite things about the Tellurides here in Canada is, of course, you get drive modes, but on top of that, you get terrain modes. So for drive modes, you get comfort, eco, sport, and smart. Comfort's just going to be a nice, smooth ride, nothing too crazy. Eco is, of course, going to dull your throttle down a little bit, but give you better efficiency. Sport mode is going to do the complete opposite. It's going to be a lot more fun to drive, a lot more peppy, but it will consume a bit more fuel. And smart mode adapts to whatever it is you're doing. Now, when we go into terrain modes, this is going to play a major part on your all-wheel drive system, your engine, and your electronic stability control. You have snow, mud, and sand on the Telluride, and each of these systems will all change your vehicle to give you optimal traction in those conditions. On top of that, you have your gear shift, and yeah, there's a lot in this vehicle. Honestly, a lot. We'll talk about our first sunroof. This is your operational sunroof, so this one actually opens. Now, the only thing you have to do manually is close the cover yourself. The sunroof in the back is just a window, pretty much, like a glass pane. So you can't open the glass itself, but you do have a power cover for the sunroof.
I do find if you're sitting in the back and you have that open, it makes it feel like it's a lot airier and,
yes,
and a bigger car.
100%.
Yeah. And
it's already very, very spacious as is, but that's just an extra boost. I'll quickly show you guys the steering wheel and briefly go over the buttons. So on the left side, we have a lot of volume and media controls. And on the right, we have quick access to our cruise control to turn it on, set your speed, set your following distance right over here. We also have our steering assistance, and then this button will allow me to cycle between our menus on our gauge cluster. I just saw a question about if the 2024 Telluride still has a self-leveling rear suspension, and yes, it does. It has it on the SX Limited trim and above, so the X-Line is included. Whoa, it's hot.
It is hot.
Okay, back seats. So on the SX Limited and above, you get this captain chair configuration for your seats. Ooh. Oh, the lights just turned off. Good thing we got LED interior lighting. I know I didn't do much, but bonus. Up here, you'll also see our climate control panel. So for your rear passengers, this is where they'll go to change the climate. They can set their temperature here, the fan direction, and then of course the fan speed, or shut it off completely. You have your air vents right above, almost like an airplane. And then I might grab that from you, Pat, real quick.
Sure.
If you want to get the lights.
I will.
All right. Then back here we have window shades, our controls for our heated and ventilated seats, window controls, of course. And something I didn't touch on in the front was the sound system. So on the SX trim and above, you get a beautiful Harman Kardon sound system. So premium audio, it sounds amazing, and you can play around with the settings to make it truly yours. So it's customizable. The backs of the front passenger and driver seat are leather. You also have this little mesh pocket, but I really like how they included the leather because anything you put in there is hidden. A little clip here for bags. And then on the right side, we have a USB-C, and then it's mirrored on the passenger seat. For cup holders for your rear passengers, it's just on the very back of your center console. And then right below, we have a 12 volt and a household outlet, so 115 volts for laptops or any sort of larger device. Give this back to you, Pat.
Okay.
All right. And I guess we could show the back seats. This is going to be a little bit of a process. Now to get into the back, it's very easy. You have these handy buttons on the shoulder area of both the left and right second row seat. Press that. The vehicle is on the seats are on rails, so they just roll forward. Then I just gotta pop this up myself. Just nice and easy. And I'm in the back. It is pretty comfortable over here, lots of headroom in the Telluride, and then like I showed you guys earlier, you still have air vents back here, you still have USB-Cs, and you got cup holders so you don't feel like you're disconnected from the rest of the vehicle. And because we have this little section here, because it's a captain's chair seating configuration, I still have close access to whoever's sitting in front of me. I can kind of look at them when they're talking to me and I'm not blocked off completely. All right, to get out, it's nice and easy. I know I'm not the tallest, but it's pretty spacious in there. I think we touched on almost everything.
Yeah, let's go see if we have some questions.
Every time we talk about a Telluride or a Carnival, I swear I'm out of breath like 10 minutes in.
The getting in and getting out, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just reconfigure the camera here.
Paul said, trust me when I say this. It's going to be Motor Trend's SUV of the year for 2024. I mean, it's been almost every other year. So.
It is a great car.
It is an amazing vehicle.
Hank wants to know if we sold the silver EV6 GT yet. No, we have that car available. It's been here for 3 or 4 days maybe.
Yep.
So Hank, if you've got anyone that wants it, please let them know to reach out. We also had some questions about what other cars we have available. We've got
a 2023 Kia Stinger GT Elite Black with red interior.
Right.
Stunning.
So we've got a couple pretty quick cars on ground that are available to be purchased.
Very quick cars, yes.
Yeah.
Like quick turnaround, you can get them really quick, and they're very fast. So.
So Tushar's asking what is the wait time, and that is a great question. Everything is getting better.
Yes.
At one point it was a year, and then it went down to probably like 6 months. And the lady that purchased this one, she just happened to buy it when we had one available that wasn't the color that other people had ordered, and so she waited 2 weeks. So
you get lucky.
Yeah,
We get very lucky.
Just one of those things, right? So
let's see.
do you want to just quickly tell them what the trim levels are?
Yes, so you start off with the EX trim on the Telluride, and that is, while technically the base model, it is very, very well equipped. From there you get to the SX Limited, which is the introduction to the captain's chair. So if you like a 7-seater configuration, that's definitely the trim to get. And then one up, you get this one, which is the X Line, and then one up from that is the X Pro. The X Line and the X Pro share a lot of the same rugged characteristics. They both have tow mode. They both have a more beefy, aggressive style to them.
Derry asked if the Kia Stinger is still up for grabs, and yes, we have a Kia Stinger here that's available for sale. We don't charge overlist. If you want it, it's here, it's available, and they're a great car. Brenda says.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Brenda says Stingers are super fun to drive with a winky face. She knows from experience.
Yeah, her spouse has a Stinger.
Yep.
So.
Gabi and Pat, what's your favorite Kia and Hyundai? Ooh, for Kia, for an SUV, it's definitely the Sorento SX, and then for car, Stinger.
Yeah, for me, it's got to be the EV6.
Okay.
But
okay.
I'll probably switch that to the EV9 when that comes.
Once you get them, yeah. And then what's your favorite Hyundai?
Huh. I'm not sure. I'd probably say Palisade.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the Envision 74. I know it's not.
Oh yeah.
It's not like.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not a production car.
Yeah.
So.
But definitely that. Yasmin says, we got an identical Telluride 2 weeks ago. We're still getting used to the keyless entry system. Yes, it takes a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah.
Especially if you're used to the old Kia.
I did comment on that. It's taken me a bit to figure out, because when you want to lock it, you touch the little keypad, but you kind of have to have your hand around the whole handle.
Right.
Or else it takes a second. The digital key to touch, or what's it called? Yeah, the digital key to touch. That actually works pretty good. You stick your phone in the charger, and it recognizes that you're there, and it lets you start the car. Yeah. So
it's super similar to using Apple Pay, if you've ever used that. It's super quick. I'm going to scroll up to the top because I think we missed quite a bit.
Okay. There's a question about recalls on the Telluride/Palisade. The only one I know on the 23 was if you bought a Kia hitch and wiring for towing.
Oh, yeah.
The wiring harness was recalled, and so just about every car has a recall where we just have to verify if it has that accessory or not. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I can't think of anything off the top of my head that there was. On the first models, there were a few, like, the very first Telluride that came out, some of the windshields chipped really easily, and so we had to replace some windshields. But largely, they haven't had a lot of issues by any means. Mm-hmm. So.
Alan asked, will you ever feature the Kia Carnival 11-seater? And the answer is probably not, because we don't get
Korea.
them. Yeah. Should we do a company trip to Korea for 100,000 subscribers to film the 11-seater Carnival?
I'm not going to confirm nor deny anything.
Okay. Anyway, we don't get that in Canada, so unfortunately, I don't think we will be filming one.
Ethan asked, how's it being a granddad? And it's absolutely amazing. Mm-hmm. It's the best job I've had. It's a really cool club to be in. I highly recommend it.
I want to be in the grandpa club. I'm joking. Dale said WRX in the background, ? And yes, we just sold this WRX. I think it's getting picked up later this week. It's a cool car, very cool car.
Yep. We like cars, so if we find a car that we like, we try and buy it, knowing that we'll sell it in the meantime.
And we'll be honest, we'll tell you when we like something else.
We'll drive it.
Yeah.
So.
We got some weird comments. Just gonna switch over that. Just gonna pass over.
Dale said that he refused to pay a premium, which is why it's taken a while for him to get his car. And yeah, I wouldn't, guys. I don't think it's necessary to pay over less for a car. I think that's nuts. I think it's short-sighted for the dealers that are doing it.
Got a couple that didn't know Gabi was Portuguese, and we got a fist with Portugal flag.
Yeah, she's Portuguese, all right.
My family.
She can speak the language.
Yeah. Likes are free. Yeah, they are free. So if you guys are watching, please leave a like. It really helps us grow our channel. If you can't support us buying a car, please leave us a like.
Yeah, or share, because that's how we grow our channel. Like, we don't have a marketing budget. Our marketing budget goes into us doing these videos.
Yes, exactly.
So, yeah, anything you guys can do to help, we appreciate.
Do you know if Kia will be replacing their Telluride with the EV9 at some point?
I think they're going to run both for a while.
Yeah.
The EV9 is going to be very similar in size to the Telluride, but it's not going to be for everybody, and so I think they'll continue to produce the ICE.
Yeah. Denise said, Brantford Kia, very honest in pricing. So if it's the Denise I'm thinking of, we sold her a Sportage X-Line Limited a couple weeks ago. She's amazing. She's so sweet. And then Kyle's here. Kyle said, y'all do a great job. You all, but y'all.
Luis asked if we're from Canada. Yeah, we live in Brantford. Well, I live in Brantford, Ontario.
Yeah, I work in Brantford, Ontario.
We work here, yeah. Kyle Bowler.
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
I know. And then Hank said, any news about the EV4/EV5? No, nothing.
Maybe Kyle Bowler can tell us.
Yeah. Hey.
Kyle, feel free to chime in.
Yeah.
Any special cleaning instructions for the HUD projector? Mark, that's a good question. I've never had to clean it.
No.
But it's not that easy to get in there, so I'll have to look that one up.
I'd say probably just Windex is all right, but I don't know.
I'm assuming it's just glass, right?
Yeah. Kyle Buller, please let us know. She said, thanks, and yes, that was me. Very happy with my Sportage. I'm so happy you're happy. She got the best color. The Dawning Red? Oh my gosh.
Luis, thank you for responding, chicos.
Frase, he gave us a hug.
Oh, he gave us a hug. Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Have we answered everyone's question? Oh, does the Kia Sportage have ambient lighting?
The Sportage? The hybrids do, but not the gasolines.
Okay. I know it's not relevant to this, but it was a question.
All right. I wish the 3.8 liter motors came in the hybrid. I don't think they would do that.
Chicos means guys in Spanish. I learned something new. Thank you,
Yes.
Luis.
Thank you for calling me guys. All right.
Okay, I think we're probably ready to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for your questions. We appreciate your support. Thanks for watching. If you like it, please like it.
Please like this video.
And enjoy the rest of your day.
See ya in a Kia or a Hyundai.